Okay, it is coffee time. And I did get my truck bed liner parts done, so that turned out really nice. And got one little part in the oven. I'm heating that guy up. I should have the fenders on today. I'll be all done today except for the lock set in the storage bin. So tomorrow she'll be done, 100%. And the other one gets picked up here in a couple days. It's going right along here. So I got this here notation from UCare, looking for Medicare plan, which made me think, does anybody know how insurance works? Because I sure don't. I don't get it. I started collecting Social Security when I was 65. I'm 72 now, so if I do the math correctly, it's between 7 and 7 years. And I waited till I was 65 because I was actually doing the trikes and I was doing consulting at the same time. And I was making pretty good money, and I didn't want to retire or collect Social Security earlier and have to deal with, paying it into the government and stuff. So I just waited, which was fine. And I think it's been about 4 years now, maybe 5, since I quit doing consulting work, and I just strictly work on the trikes. And just half years now. But anyway, it was weird when I first applied for Social Security. I think they were taking like $197 a month out for insurance, and then I had Blue Cross Blue Shield as a supplement, and I think that was costing me around $110, and every year it kept going down, and the last year it was $54 a month. Well, that plan came to an end, so I had to re-up. So I went and talked to my insurance guy and told him what was going on, that we have to re-up this thing and recalibrate or whatever they do with insurance, because I don't know anything about insurance. Well, the plan they submitted was exactly the same plan. It was just a different name. Some of the benefits changed a little bit. Mostly they were better. Deductibles were less. The co-pays were less. But generally the same thing. And I have some dental in there and that kind of thing. And it turned out to not only be free, but they gave me a debit card, and every 3 months I get $100 put on my debit card, which I can only use at drugstores. So I can buy anything a drugstore has. I can buy pop, I can buy the aspirins, I can buy typing paper, as long as it's at like Walgreens or one of them outfits. This debit card works there. $100 a quarter. They pay me. And my insurance cost is less than zero. And I got a notice from Medicare that my monthly premium went from $174 to $74. So they knocked off $100 a month. And the coverage is the same. You explain to me how this works, because I don't know. The wife's all worried about it, that they aren't going to cover anything. And I said, well, I didn't change anything. They're just reducing the rates. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm not complaining, but I think part of it is I don't go to the doctor. And it's not that I don't believe in doctors, or I don't think a guy should, get a tune-up once in a while or something. But I've never, if something's hurting, I'll give it a day or two. And if it doesn't get better, I go to the doctor. So I've done that a couple times, and it turned out to be minor stuff. But generally speaking, I said, if I went to the doctor every time I farted sideways, I'd be there all the time. So I just don't go unless, I actually need medical help. And so far, everything, every time you go in, they weigh in and tell you, you're fat. And, but other than that, everything's looking just hunky-dunky. So, I just kind of leave it at that. And the reason my rates keep going down, I guess, is based on that there's no medical history with me so far. But that doesn't mean I can't, vapor lock any second now. It can always happen. But so far, everything's been good. So, I don't know. I just can't believe that you can have insurance that pays you. It just doesn't seem right. I don't get it. Anyway, I guess I will not complain unless something goes haywire here. I don't know. So that's part of what I was thinking of today. The other thing is I did do a little more research on the alignment thing, the laser alignment. And I got quite a few views on that one. So that was kind of interesting. I didn't get any hate, which I expected I would get, because some of the guys that, they believe everything you tell them. Laser alignment, it's got the word laser. It's got to be like astronomically great. It's laser. I guess if I should say SpaceX inspired or something like that. But I did find out why they go through all the torturous nonsense with trying to align the front wheels to the back wheel. If you're doing a four-wheel vehicle, you actually do a four-wheel alignment. You align the back wheels and the front wheels, and you get them all running on the same track. Now, on a three-wheel, that all goes out the window. You can't, for one thing, like I mentioned before, you can't change the back wheel. There's no adjustments on the back wheel, unless you bend the frame. But even on the belt drive ones, if you got the belt off a little bit, it's not going to affect anything, except it's going to be hard on your belt. Depending on how far off it is, or the belt will squeak, which is common. There is a fix for that, by the way. If you have a squeaky belt, soap. Rub soap on the belt. That'll fix it. Soap or paraffin wax, either one. Anyway, going back to the alignment thing. So it's still nonsense to do the targets 12 different places and all the alignment nonsense and the 3 hours and $120 and yeah. I would hope people have more intelligence than that. Don't get sucked into the scam. Laser alignment really is a scam, and it is not accurate. I'll bet you could bring a bike in that just had laser alignment, bring it in here, and I would do a correct alignment on it, and I would have to adjust it. It would be off. I'll guarantee it. The way they're doing it, there's so much room for error. Rolling the bike back and forth, for one thing, as soon as you move the bike, your alignment strategies go out the window, because the bike is not going to track 100% forward and backward, especially if the alignment's off to start with. It's going to move to one side or the other. You're going to have just a gigantic mess. So I would recommend do not do laser alignment. You could actually align it yourself with a couple 1x6s, be more accurate. I have no doubt. So there was one other thing I was going to talk about. We are planning a trip. In fact, I've already got an Airbnb lined up down in near Knoxville, and we're going to spend pretty close to 2 weeks down in the Tennessee, Kentucky, Carolinas area. And my ex-painter Harry's down in is in Crossville, Tennessee. I don't know why I have so much trouble remembering that one. So I'm going to visit him just briefly and then chase around there. But I normally don't use the GPS for anything except getting unlost, finding motels and gas stations. Other than that, we basically drive in a direction similar to what we anticipate is the correct way. And like I tell people that ride with us, if you're going to ride with me, you better become astute in the profession of U-turns, because we do a lot of U-turns, make a lot of wrong turns, that kind of stuff, but you find a lot of cool stuff when you're lost. But anyway, this time I thought, at least on the way down there, I was going to actually chart an accurate route that follows the river all the way down to Rapids City, Illinois. That was going to be our first stop. Well, I do the whole thing in Google Maps, get it so it's perfect, and there's all the little waypoints and all that nonsense. I export it into GPS. What does GPS do? Takes the freeway all the way there. So then I export it to my phone, does the same dang thing. I am baffled. How the heck why do you even bother? Why would I even bother charting it accurately in maps when as soon as you go to export it and run it, it changes the whole thing. And there's no do not change button. So I did some Googleization on it, and it appears nobody knows how to do it right. I don't know. I guess what you do is you print it out, and your partner, I am such a dummy. So anyway, your passenger holds the map and tells you turn back there, which is usually what happens. I usually get past the turn, and why didn't you turn there? You gotta turn there. Well, I'll make a U-turn. That's why. That's part of the reason we make a lot of U-turns. So anyway, if anybody knows, why wouldn't, you would think there would be an option in GPS or something where you save the route as intended. There isn't. I've yet to find it, and from what I can tell, nobody else has found it either. Crazy stuff. There should be a law. Yep. We're going to have to talk to Congress when they're done doing silly things, and maybe they can straighten it out. I don't know. So, I'm drinking my coffee here. Not a lot of other stuff. I do have 2 more bikes to do. Then I'm done for the year. And it's working out pretty good. Working out pretty good. These 2 here are done. That's 4 so far. Started in late October. So in October, November, December, January. 3 months, I got 4 of them done. That's what we call rocking in the free world. But another thing, I might as well bring this up as long as I'm in the mood. I've been very thankful that we bought a camper back in 2018. In 2018, we bought a 2-year-old camper. It's a 2016 model, and it's a toy hauler, Forest River 25RR, which is basically a square, well, it really is just an enclosed trailer with a kitchen sink and a refrigerator. But it hauls the motorcycle or my golf cart just fine. It doesn't have push-outs or anything like that. It's as basic as you can get. We bought it brand new, but it was a 2-year holdover. And the only reason we bought that one was I didn't like the new ones. The new ones had all gray. It was gray floors and slate this, and the one we have is like conventional brown finished fake wood. But it's prettier. I thought it was prettier, and it's got a nice brown, like ceramic looking linoleum stuff on the vinyl, I guess you'd call it. Nobody makes linoleum anymore. But it's got a nice tile looking vinyl floor, and yeah, it works out really good. And we've had 0 problems. We haven't had any water leaks. We haven't had any, God, I don't think I had to fix anything on it except for, dings I've done myself. I backed it against one of my trailers and creased the front end a little bit. And I managed to get that tapped out and straightened out, and it's fine. And I check the roof every year. I did replace the air conditioner. The air conditioner quit working. It worked, but it didn't work very well. So I bought one that was bigger and got her up there by myself and got it working, and it was a slam dunk. And I think that's it. Made some modifications and improvements, and added some storage space, that kind of stuff. But it's been really good. And you watch on the internets, and people are just disgusted with the RVs. they're buying these $100,000 RVs, and the frames are breaking. Axles are out of alignment. The roof blows off. When one couple bought a $90,000 camper, the very first time they took it out, the entire roof came loose and blew right off of it. And then it rained. So now they're flooded, there's water dripping. You know that camper's shot right there. And the companies won't fix them. Well, they will, but you gotta wait, 2 years. And then when they fix them, they're worse than they were before. And I'm just so happy that we bought the camper when we did. I would never buy one now. There's no way, unless I bought a used one. At least with a used one, you can see the wear and the tear and inspect it and see how it's been taken care of. On these brand new ones, they really are just slapped together. It's a shame. It's one thing, you can't get everything right. I mean, you're going to have little issues, but you take it to the dealer and they say, we'll take care of it. We'll get her in here, we'll fix her. And it shouldn't be more than an hour or two, or if they have to order something, we'll order the part for you and we'll send our guy out and have it installed, or you bring it here or whatever. You take care of the customer. These RV shops don't do that. They don't care. Once they sell the thing, it's goodbye and good riddance. I'm sure there's good ones out there, but I've heard horror stories on a lot of bad ones. It is a sad state of affairs. So anyway, I think I covered the entire global pandemic of repairs and stuff. I'm mainly concerned about that GPS thing. That really bugs me. Yep. I am done talking. Talk to you later.